God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
Black atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
So keeping Saturdays and studying on Saturdays. Studied myself right out of the book.
Black atheist. Black atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
God that you all claim, that you all believe in. Make us believe.
Black atheist. Black atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
So keeping Saturdays and studying on Saturdays. Studied myself right out of the book.
Black atheist. Black atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
God that you all claim, that you all believe in. Make us believe.
Black atheist. Black atheist.
Black atheist. Black atheist.
Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist.
Oh yeah. Black sun in the hizzle. Shizzle dizzle. Oh man, we got a good show tonight. As y'all can see, if y'all know me from the old school, y'all recognize my generals to the left of me. I'm gonna have my generals introduce themselves.
Yanga and Kruma.
Brother Uncle, God killing the house.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna start off with Brother Yanga giving us some spoken word.
Oh,
Take it away, Yanga.
Do the send down. All right. This piece right here is called Blasphemy. Done with religious calisthenics, the daily ritual bended knee, unheard prayers and pleas to foreign gods that go unreceived. No need to seek a deity outside of me. When I want to reach the Most High, puff more weed. Moses spoke through the burning bush, I through burning tree. Let us create man in our image, so I recreated God in my seed. No longer believe in ancient customs, man-made religions or traditions, chasing leprechauns and silly superstitions, bowls of lucky charms, crucifixes, four-leaf clovers, crescent moon and stars. You couldn't possibly know who you truly are reciting Jewish scriptures. Leave the concrete jungle for Mecca to become a sand nigga. You get the picture. Pictures of a white savior. Same cracker enslaved ya. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus wouldn't leave us alone. Boat that brought us here needs to be the boat that takes us home. Jesus flowed on. Blasphemy, the ultimate sin. To deny the God within. Wishing on shooting stars and falling comets. Also now, nigga, you Islamic. Went from being boo-boo to fool to boo-boo Muhammad. Nothing truly changes. Ask Abdullah Jackson. Still acting like a nigga. So what, he gave up pig's feet and malt liquor. Brothers race tripping, participating in African division, and blind adherence to ancient Semitic traditions got you supporting Arab nationalism, while the same Arabs commit massacres in so-called Islamic governed Africa, and our history extends farther than Quranic surahs and before biblical chapters, and I gladly remain after the rapture if Jesus is really a cracker. Blasphemy. Destruction of the African vision. Close my eyes so Jehovah doesn't have to witness. African descendants dependent on foreign gods for forgiveness. Nietzsche said God is dead, but I overstand God is in prison. I stuck in deplorable living conditions, subjected to white supremacy subliminally through racist depictions, while your pale skin graven images don't even fit biblical descriptions. Hair the texture of wool, pulled over our eyes, too blind to recognize the gods that reside inside. African gods are what you are, and Africa is where you should be, and any theology that teaches contrary to that is simply blasphemy.
Excellent, excellent. Oh man, that was off the chisel. Yes sir, yes sir. Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready, especially y'all white atheists. Oh yeah, this show, the name of this title is Why God Hates Black People. And I want to dedicate this show to the man they call Matt of Atheist Experience, who calls himself an atheist, but is for the cause of the homosexual agenda. Two things that atheism people don't know about. One, first, is anti-God. Second is anti-Greek culture. Let me say that again. Anti-Greek culture. So when they kicked Brother Arius out of the Council of Nicaea, is because he was against their concept of God and their concept of their concept of Greek culture, which was the first to allow the soldiers, because they didn't want the soldiers to be distracted from their wives at home, so they allowed them to have sex with other men. So it was the first nation to make it okay. Blasphemy. All right, take it away, brother.
Okay. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'd like to read this real fast.
For sure.
Jump this in real quick. And you talk about atheos, which is anti-theos. And the word theos is the Greek word for God in the New Testament. And the New Testament is written in Greek. Not in Hebrew, but Greek. Right. So really what you're looking at is a transition from Hebrew power in the Old Testament.
Right.
Okay. Stealing the natural resources and land of African original people. Because if you look at it, Abraham, right, he left from where he was at. He went into Africa, lied to the Pharaoh. He had a woman with him. Asked the Pharaoh asked him, is that your wife? First thing Abraham says, no. Okay. Then the Pharaoh take the woman and, take him for himself, whatever. Next, the Pharaoh gets punished, right? Okay. Abraham leaves. What does he leave with? He came up with nothing. He leaves with gold, riches, and money. Okay. So right there in that Bible, that God, right, is taking natural resources from African people. Okay. Then by the time you come to their New Testimony, because now the Greeks, the Romans are tired, right? Remember, they was the first Christian nation, not the first Christian nation, but Constantine was the first Roman emperor to accept Christianity.
Right.
Okay, and so now they need a New Testimony. Now you start to see European power.
Wow.
Although they use Hebrew characters, they put it in their Greek language, and we know language is control. If you can get people to speak your language, you automatically have control of their thought.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so that word, theos, is a Greek word for God. So I am anti-Greek culture.
Absolutely.
I am anti anything in charge of my land and natural resources. Just by watching nature, the ants are anti anything that tries to take its resources.
Absolutely.
And so I'm anti that. And I reserve the right as an original person to control and maintain my natural resources, which is the most spiritual thing any original person
break down the spiritual part, because a lot of people.
Spirituality is being in control and maintaining your natural resources. Because if you control your natural resources, then you control the food supply.
That's right.
Right? If you control the food supply, you control the meals for the babies.
Right.
And if you control the meals for the babies, you can feed them, they get healthy, they can be part of the workforce. Okay? And if you can put protection on that workforce, you can build a strong governing nation. You can protect it. You can build an army because you have the resources. You got the ability to trade with other nations. You have the money coming in. You have the army. You're feeding them. You're growing crops. You're building buildings. You are in charge of your stay on earth. That's right. Right? And if you want to, you can design a God for you and your people. You can design information around a particular item, a particular concept, a particular person that governs your moral character if you so choose.
Right.
That's why for the original person, spirituality has always been the ones that control and maintain their natural resources. It's the only thing is spiritual.
Okay.
You feel me? Because now guess what? Now you control the land. Then you control what? You control your ancestral burial ground.
That's right.
Right? And if you can control your ancestral burial ground, you think your ancestors died, but they didn't. Because what do? They do nothing but go back into the earth. Go back into the earth and do what? Give more strength to the soil that does what? That grows crop again.
That's right.
We eat again. So it's the most spiritual thing any one of us can do, right, is take care of the next generation. That's why right now, us in North America are the most spiritually corrupt original people known to this planet now, because we do not control and maintain our natural resources. We're out of control.
So what part does reproduction play in all this? Because I had so-called these people on YouTube and all this, these so-called white scientists and black atheists who follow white scientists and talking about there is no law of reproduction. What says you about that?
I find that very interesting, because whatever it is, and I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it reproduces itself. And it reproduces itself in all types of forms and fashions: microorganisms, cells,
Right.
molecules, suns, stardust, people, animals, birds, bees. Everything reproduces itself, right? Think about that. If you're not reproducing yourself, you're dead, and we know life is everlasting.
Right.
So everything has to reproduce.
Right, but there's a certain law in order for that reproduction to take place, correct?
The laws of reproduction. It's just simple. I just said it.
I know it's simple
If
to
you
us,
put-
but I have
here's a
people
great
argue-
example here. If you take two men, right? First of all, let's establish that we live in a male warrior homosexual cult.
Bro, say that again.
We in America, right? We live in a male warrior homosexual cult. First of all, we pray to a God without a wife,
Oh, wow.
as homosexuality at an all-time high. If you go to Africa right now, if you got a male God, you got a female God.
Right.
Laws of reproduction. How in the world does God reproduce without a woman?
Right.
Without his partner? If not, that's just anthropomorphic when I say male and female. I'm saying the energies, right?
Right.
They come together to produce a male and a female component. Energy, male positive and negative energies work just like a battery.
That's
The
right.
battery don't work on just positive, and it sure as hell don't work on just negative.
That's right.
Right? That's how everything works around us. You know, electrical charges, negative charges.
Exactly.
You feeling what I'm saying?
That's science right there, bro.
That's just science.
That's science.
So I have
Let me
established
say
that
it
we
again.
living in a
That's science.
right. So listen, I have
Call and
established.
refute that.
So I established we living in a male warrior homosexual cult.
Right.
And here's the key example of that. Right. If I have 3 wives in North America, they're gonna lock me up and call me a bigamist.
That's right. Yeah.
But if I get married to another man, it's all good.
Wow.
That's proof.
Yeah.
Where we live at. Why is it against the law for me to have more than one wife?
Right.
Why is it that I go to jail if I have more than one wife? But me as a man, if I marry another man, it's all good.
Wow.
It's
Sound like
all
Greek.
good.
Sound like Greek culture to me.
Right. Right.
Right.
And so I'm anti anything that's anti reproduction.
Oh, same here.
That's the way African people do. That's why they're killing African people with abortion. And we spoke on that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Abortion is what? Not wanting to reproduce.
That's right.
Not wanting to see yourself extend through generations. Me as an African person, I don't die. We just multiply. It's not a time when we was not. You feeling me?
That's
But
right.
that's only can happen through reproduction. Because if you put 2 men on an island and come back a couple generations, right? They're done.
That's
Because
right.
they did not follow the laws of reproduction.
That's right. Simple. So now, why is now because that seems very relevant to the whole why they leaving the woman out? Because if you got God, I mean, what's
You gotta leave out the woman. Matter of fact, you gotta kill her. Right there in the Bible, they just kill a woman. The Bible clearly tells you that the first author of sin is the woman in the garden.
oh yeah,
You feel me?
that's right.
Right from the jump. And so, see, we can go. It's called the fall. We can go to chapter 2, right? Here, black son, find
Okay,
that. We're gonna deal with chapter 2, right? And we're gonna see why our brother Unc is anti-God.
okay.
Because I'm anti anything that lied to you,
Oh, break it down, bro.
right?
Yeah.
I'm mad at my children. They lied to me because I can't help you if you lie to me. Right?
Right.
We as original people, we stand on the truth. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You say you're wrong.
Okay.
You right? Go to page 5. Okay? Now, when we go to this piece in the garden, right?
Right.
The story sets up. Okay, it talks about the serpent being more subtle and all these things, right?
Right.